Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. My name is Damon Young. I'm the editor, curator of That's How They Get You, an unruly anthology of Black American humor. Today we have 6 of the 24 contributors in the book that are here with us. Would you mind introducing yourselves quickly?
Hi, I'm Clover Hope, and I'm a writer, editor, author, storyteller, etc.
My name's Wyatt Sinak, and I'm a comedian.
Hi everyone, my name is Lathan Usman. I'm a poet and filmmaker.
Hello, my name is Alex Hardy. I'm a writer and a national trainer for Mental Health First Aid.
Good afternoon. I love that, Harlem. My name is Dr. Mahogany L. Brown, or you can call me Mo Beezy for Sheezy off the Heezy. I do poems. Exactly. I just happen to be funny.
Hey everyone, my name is Shamira Ibrahim. I'm a Harlem native, and I'm very excited to be here.
Okay.
Oh, and I write too, by the way. I'm a writer, I'm not just...
You ain't just show up off the street and be a part of this. And of course, the Harlem native had to be the one to say, you know, exactly where they're from. So appreciate you,
Well, my
Shamira.
brother was born across the street. Like, I think I'm allowed to say that.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just lift this. So today we're gonna do a game show. All right, yeah. Where there are gonna be 3 teams. Team Earth Tones.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, team, I don't know, green, I guess. And the audience will be its own team.
No one tell Damon that green is an earth tone, by the way.
All right. Well, Mahogany was supposed to be over here, and so you know what? Never mind. The questions in the game show will last about maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Then after that, we're gonna just talk about the book, and then we'll open it up to Q&A for like the last 15 minutes. And again, Team Earth Tones, Team Green, the audience. Each question will be multiple choice until we get to the bonus round. And for you all, it's going to be more of like a crowdsourced answer. So whichever answer the critical mass of you thinks is the right answer will be the audience answer. So.
And how much do we get if we win?
You get wishes of dryness today. You get bragging rights. You know what I mean? You get yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well then, thanks everybody. See you later.
All right. All right. So we're gonna get going. Again, welcome to That's How They Get You, the game show. I can't believe we're doing this. I'm
excited.
Oh my God.
I'm excited.
All right.
And we have not prepped.
We probably need some game show music.
Do, 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 do.
Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
That was good. I'm going on tour with you.
Wait, what?
The audience team name, they're asking. Oh, what's your name?
I don't know. Team Harlem, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That works.
Yeah, that works.
Very difficult because my mother is in the crowd, so that means she knows all of my answers.
We're just gonna start roasting you now individually for 45 minutes straight and just like devastate the community now that the PowerPoint is not working.
Or we could just go around and try to learn everybody's names.
Quick, everyone do a
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
fact at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, on the count of 3, everyone say your name. 1, 2, 3.
Name.
Jayanya. Sure, nice to meet you, Jayanya. That's your new team name.
Let's see.
Can they do it manually?
There we go. Here we go. First question.
Oh, absolutely.
Indiana Pacers guard.
He did this purposely to antagonize us, y'all. It's okay.
Okay. Tyrese Halliburton. His first name, Tyrese, doesn't quite match anything about him. He is perhaps the least Tyrese in the history of Tyreses. All things considered, what should his first name actually be?
Are we supposed to beep in or?
No.
Hit it again.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. A, Braylon. B, Caden.
C.
C. Is this on? Yeah. All right. C, Jadison. D, Robert. Go. You get 30 seconds.
C.
I don't know who this
Jadison.
We're gonna say C.
I've never seen
What do we do? Do we
Huh?
say it or do we have
Is it tell me after 30 seconds?
C.
It's gonna say C.
Yeah.
C.
For the record, this light-skinned panel is invalid when you don't even have a Jalen as an option.
We know because Jadison is Jalen and like a bunch
By
of
the
different names put
transitive
together.
property.
I feel like the most concerning thing is his last name is Halliburton. Like, that's really bad. Really, like, what the hell are we talking?
Okay, so Team Green, what's your answer?
A, Braylon.
A, Braylon. Team Earth Tones.
C. Jadison because there's no
Jadison.
Jalen.
Okay, and the audience, what's your answer?
Robert.
Robert.
Now, Robert, y'all.
Okay.
Y'all know y'all
D.
playing with Robert. Robert.
Okay, so Team Harlem is saying D.
Whether any of us had the right answer, I think they just win purely on passion.
Yeah. Okay. The answer. All of the above.
Trick question.
Yes, every name works better than Tyrese. Okay. All 4 of those names works better, so everyone wins. All right, next question. Which group of people would fare best in a death match against a gorilla?
We actually had this discussion.
Yeah.
You and your mom?
50 cues.
It's the way he disrespected the candy canes. Like,
All right, so 50 cues, A.
I can't. We can't.
B, 100 alphas. C, 100 sigmas. Or D,
But it's true.
10 billion kappas. We have 30 seconds.
All of the above.
let's go. We could go off the beaten path and say sigmas,
See, I was going to
but
No.
I'm fine to go alphas.
Sigmas.
I think Q's is too easy.
Probably won't show up.
He's the ones who
That's interesting. Yeah,
The tongue and the yeah.
obnoxious in public. Okay.
Yeah, but they'll fight each other before they.
to come up,
There's so much judgment already there.
come up like that. I feel like
Okay. All right, time's up. All right, Team Green over here, what's your answer?
We decided to go with the 100 sigmas because we feel like they wouldn't actually show up. That's no disrespect. That's just they're like, no, we're not doing this.
I feel like off default, Wyatt got to fight a sigma in the room just to prove himself.
All right, Team Earth Tones.
That's our team.
See? We're gonna.
No, my brother's a Sigma. I'm not allowed.
Where we're going? We were gonna go with A because we figured at first they could just like annoy the gorilla to death. But we're gonna go with B.
B. Okay. 100 alphas. All right, Team Harlem. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have.
We're all
right.
underestimating gorillas because they would definitely peel the skull back of the first person and then everybody would flee. Like that.
Also, I feel
All
like
right.
the cues will just take each other out.
So we have
There'll be 3 left after they're all
Team
like, I should
Harlem.
be the one.
It's 50 Qs. Team Green is 100 Sigmas, and Team B or Team Earth Tones is 100 Alphas. No one chose the Kappas. I have no idea. You're asking too many questions. The Q&A is not till after the show. Asking too many questions. Security. Never mind. All right, let's see the answer. It's 10 billion Kappas. Like, come on.
David, if we're gonna imagine fantasies in like this universe and the next, like
I mean, it's 10. I mean, if it would have been a billion, but 10 billion with like the canes, like, come on.
Out of your neck. Like, nobody
10 billion Kappas. So no one got that right.
out of the trees. Like,
Next question. Okay. Number 3. Which cookout staple is most likely to be entrusted to the worst cook?
This is good.
Somebody said
now we're getting real.
Now we're getting real.
Okay.
you can mess up.
Let's see the answers. Okay.
C.
First of all,
All right. A,
toss salad.
tossed salad. B, pasta salad.
A is a different party.
C, soda and shit.
Toss salad is why.
And D, ice.
You can't even trust niggas with soda because you gotta have the right mixers. Exactly. All of a sudden we got cream soda.
I don't trust them with ice. They bring you that stuff that smell like the back of the refrigerator. I want soda and shit.
Yo, I know. You've seen this before. We're like, there's a hint, there's an essence of something else.
This was stored with fish.
Which is a very different thing than in the fish oil, right?
Okay, time's up. All right, Team Green over here. What's your answer?
We're gonna say pasta salad because I disagree. I disagree, but hey,
Absolutely
hey,
not.
Don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump
Absolutely
me.
not. Don't nobody know what you be making with your potato salad? We surely don't want that pasta salad.
Well, because we figured ice, like, somebody will mess up ice and just bring one bag. Yeah.
Or worse.
Like, yeah.
Or worse, bring the bag that was stored next to the fish.
Right. Yeah.
That's a horrible.
Oh, wow. See? Okay, Team Earth Tones.
See, obviously, soda
C.
and shit.
Okay.
Go to the store, write the bodega, soda.
But with instructions. No one needs to bring cream soda to the party. We don't need that.
Oh, no, they'll bring like all Mountain Dew.
Okay, Team Harlem.
Yeah.
C.
Oh, it's a fight.
I hear D on this side. I hear a lot of D.
Yeah, I'm hearing C and D. I'm not hearing consensus right now. Okay, all right, C. C. Yeah, for real.
Y'all gotta have a dance off.
All right, let's see the answer. Plates. Plates, actually.
You're the worst.
Yeah.
You're the worst
Plates.
game maker ever.
Plates.
This is like the worst Hunger
'Cause
Games
all the-
ever.
Everything else is too much responsibility. So paper plates, you can mess up ice, you can mess up soda.
Disappointment right now.
Yeah. So plates actually. So no one gets that right either. All right. Next question. All right. So this is tough. This is tough. On Blackstreet's iconic ballad, Before I Let You Go, which word should fill in the blank for the following lyric? True love is so hard to find, and it's right between your and mine.
And the question is should and not, like, is should is that, it's not what it is,
Well,
but
no,
what
it, no,
should
it,
be.
you're, it, what it's supposed to be in a song.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
what it's supposed to
Okay.
be in a song.
I just wanted
Yes.
to, I just wanted to clarify.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Is this a one answer only?
There's 3. All right, so let's see the choices. Lips. Legs.
Black, oh, that's sort of there.
I noticed option C is not listed.
I don't trust you anymore, Damon. That means there's a C.
I have a feeling option C is.
I should have got an audio so people can actually hear it. Actually, no, because you have to be able to guess. Okay.
Like a killer, I'm like, what
It was my high school song. It was Lips. We arguing about the actual word.
Oh, I thought we all knew it was lips.
It was Lips.
Okay, Team Green, what's your answer?
But I don't know.
Legs, B.
Legs.
You know, that's what it sounds like, but what it actually is, again, like there's a disparity.
Okay, so we have legs over here,
Lips.
lips, lips. Are we sure?
Yes. Filing that.
Okay. None of the above. See, audience is learning. None of the above. Okay, I appreciate that. Let's see the answer. Yeah, both.
You see what happens when you give him anything?
The thing is, no. If you listen to that song again, when we're done here, when you get home, it's supposed to be lips because that fits the rest of the song, but they say legs. Yes, listen to that song again. Yes.
Why did they say
No. It's legs. It's not lips.
I feel like the VH1 program. They have
Pull it up on Genius. It's going to say lips, but if you listen to the song, Dave Hollister says legs. I'm telling you. All right, next question. Which of the following conspiracy theories, which of the following popular conspiracy theories is actually true? A. Tommy Hilfiger claimed on Oprah Winfrey's show that he didn't want black people wearing his clothes. B. The Timberland Company's emblem is a lynching tree. C. Tupac is alive.
He is.
Okay. And D. Jay-Z and Beyonce are lieutenants in the Illuminati.
We have so much like evidence.
B. Well, A and B.
Photos.
They both have A and B.
I haven't
The other one,
What's
is
the
like
haven't seen
a
that
Nike
part.
shoe.
Which
is a
conspiracy
slave
theory
Which
ship.
conspiracy?
I mean, there are a lot of guys.
No,
like,
it was A.
have high
It was A. It was
Like eyelashes. and then
That's not who I intended it
They like
for.
try to lean into it.
And
I would
they
like
took
him.
him for granted. He didn't say that?
I know. Yeah.
Nah, he didn't say it.
He was never on the show. Like that was all.
You think everybody could
Really? What else happened?
The answer is at the bottom of everything are slave ships.
somebody would
You're
have
right.
that. They would have
You're right. Let's
That's
go
what Jill
B.
Scott said.
$100 from TMZ and just like
She said the shoes are slave ships.
Sense for it to be true.
people close.
Okay, time's up.
Oh my God.
Team Green.
Me? Which one is it? That Tupac is alive? I don't know. I don't want to say that. I was going to say all of the above. We say all of the above.
They figured
And
it
I didn't wear Hilfiger for a smooth like 15 years. I still believe it. I don't care. Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
All right, Team Earth Tones.
What are we going with? I say we go with Jill Scott said the bottom of ships are off.
Y'all should have did this already.
I'm
It's
gonna go.
deliberating.
I think there are rumors about
We're going with E, because Jill Scott said the bottom of sneakers are all slave ships for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so that's what we're going with.
Wait, what? Wait.
Remember when Jill Scott said that the bottom of shoes were all designed like slave ships? Am I making this up?
Oh yeah, she did. Jilly did say that. I forgot. I forgot about that. She said a lot.
She said a lot.
She's made a lot. She be saying things. Jill Scott be saying things. All right. All right.
There's the audience.
Harlem. So I'm hearing A and I'm hearing C. B.
Well,
B.
first off, David, C is not a conspiracy. I saw Tupac on 25th, so let's be real.
Okay. All right.
Right
Let's see
next
the.
to what used to be the H&M, you know.
All right. Let's see the answer. All of the above. Yeah. A point.
First point,
A
right?
point. Yeah. First point that anyone's gotten. Okay.
Making a
point.
comeback.
A point for Team Green and a point for the audience. So thank you, Team Harlem. Good job. All right. Next one.
Oh my God.
Which of the following things did the United States government flood the black community with to distract and to subdue us? All right.
Well, the answer is clearly all the way.
A.
Oh my God,
A lot of
you're insane. It's
All right. A. Drugs and guns.
D.
B. BBLs. C. Podcast mics.
I like
And D. Canadian rappers. All right.
All of the above.
What do we say?
Definitely A, B, and D.
Okay.
Podcast
All
mics.
right. Got 30 seconds.
Podcast night. Although podcast
Yeah.
nights, I feel like that's
Okay, podcast mics. That's pretty bad, yeah.
yeah.
What are we doing?
Where did all that gear come
You
from?
gotta go first to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all we
Oh
all
wait,
Hey,
are we
we got
going?
some game shows.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Game shows.
Okay, we got music now.
Are we?
This interpreter is so good.
Oh wait, are we going?
All right. Team Green.
Say podcast mics, although we feel strongly about all of them, but the podcast mics are the latest, like, plague. So
Okay. The plague of podcast mics. Okay, for Team Green.
Speaking of which, I'd like to promote my new podcast.
I
All right.
was going
Team
to
Earth
say
Tones.
E, which is Popeye's crispy chicken sandwich.
That's true.
But
True. I'm defective.
we're going to go with all of the above, which is E.
Like, and bar.
All of the above.
All of the
Speaking
above.
of which, R.I.P. to the Popeyes on Satan.
Dang, it's gone?
It's gone.
Okay, so we have
All of the above.
all of the above. And we have podcast mics. Okay, Team Harlem.
They're gonna beat everybody.
Okay. All right, let's see the answer. Canadian rappers.
No! That's like, they're weird accent. They like
Are we
try
allowed to challenge?
No.
Challenge.
I mean, between Drake and Tory Lanez, I mean, come on. Come on.
Facts.
Hey,
Okay.
come on. Come on.
I withdraw.
Come on. Cardinal official, too. He's still doing his
Okay,
thing.
let's pull back on the Cardinal.
Okay.
Also, uniform.
All right, next question. And this is an actual question. Okay. Which famous R&B crooner married his good friend's widow, got jumped and his jaw broke by the brothers of his good friend, had an affair with his new wife's daughter, got shot by the wife, got divorced, married his secretary, got divorced again, and then married a 19-year-old?
19-year-old he married.
R&B crew.
He's like stepped up.
This is all true facts. Okay.
Actually, know the answer,
I
but
know Sam Cooke, I know Marvin Gaye.
It's A, Sam Cooke,
Coming in hot.
B, Marvin Gaye, C, Bobby Womack, and D, Frankie Lyman.
We're ready whenever you are. We are ready.
I feel like I knew that.
You knew that theory, right?
I did.
It's
I did.
terrible.
Niggas is awful.
Niggas is awful.
Niggas is awful.
And then you know, what do you think about the fact that we've had the same cancel culture arguments for 60 years? Stepdaughter was 19. Stepdaughter. Damn, I like this song. Listen, all the niggas is, don't open a book about Miles Davis. Baby. Some kind of ooh.
The only person who rivaled him.
Okay, time's up.
Ready?
Team Green.
I think we were going to give Bobby Womack a shot.
Oh, my, okay. Team Earth Tones.
We would like double points because we know that Bobby Womack did it to Sam Cooke.
Okay. Look at the big brain on Mahogany Brown over here. Okay. All right. Team Harlem. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby Womack. Everyone gets a point. Yeah, and that's all. Those are all true facts. Like there's stuff that I could even fit on there that I left out because that dude was wild. All right. Next question.
It be your own people.
Eddie was buying them.
Who is the messiest and most chaotic R&B nigga of all
Oh, I know
time?
this one.
Okay. Who is the messiest
We should say it.
and most chaotic R&B nigga of all time?
Al Green, but yeah.
Ray J.
I
feel
got
like it's
good
Ray J.
stuff.
But he doesn't count. Not a white person. Who, like,
All right. Let's see the answers.
Nah, Alex, you gotta come in and say Ray J. You gotta say Ray J.
All right. It's Bobby Womack. Yeah, no one is beating Bobby Womack. What do you say?
I want to add Ray J to the list.
And I
Okay.
vote for Teddy Pendergrass was taking other people's wives out and buying them cocaine, and he had Frankie Beverly crawling around, hiding from Marvin Gaye in like hotel rooms. So look it up. Very interesting.
More facts.
I mean, the point is that there are a lot of candidates. There are a lot of candidates, but Bobby Womack, I feel like he
Bobby Brown, not
he's in his own. No, he's in his own tier, and then everyone else comes second. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
the House of Slytherin.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Okay. Which white American president had the blackest sounding name?
I really hope Grover Cleveland is one of the choices.
In the Schoenberg, you was gonna say it?
Spicy. Yes.
Do it. Go.
All right, let's see.
Oh my God.
See the choices.
They're gonna pass out. Gerald's a black guy's name.
A.
Calvin.
William Jefferson Clinton.
Grover Keith.
B. George Washington. C. Millard Fillmore. D. Calvin Coolidge. E. Grover Cleveland. And F. Gerald Ford.
Okay, Calvin's given.
Got 30 seconds.
Calvin does look very black. I think the Ford is fucking me up on the Gerald because if it was just Gerald, like, Ford is the She feels good.
Okay.
We got ours. Or we can.
You got it.
say
You got
obviously.
Got it.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. Grover on Sesame Street is very black coded. Yeah.
Okay. Team Green. Your answer.
We say E. Grover Cleveland.
Okay. Okay. All right. Bold choice.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
I'm sensing a lot of judgment from the audience. After we
All right.
learned your name, Janya.
All right, team. Team Earth Tones. What's happening?
Because Barack Obama is not a choice, we're gonna go with Calvin Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge. Because
Somebody named Calvin.
how many white Calvins you know? None. There are no white Calvins. They don't exist anymore. All right. Team Harlem. There's no consensus. I mean, do we have a consensus? Do we have? Someone's throwing up an AKA sign at me. See here, like a Rockefeller. Like, what's happening? Okay. All right, A. I heard A the loudest. No.
What do you say?
All right, we're going to go with A. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Team Harlem. All right, what's the answer? It's Grover Cleveland.
I demand a recount.
Absolutely not.
The thing is,
No way.
get a point.
David, you don't know a black Calvin, but you know a black Grover? Are you?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
And I'm not
I'm not. No, I have an uncle named Grover.
Pull him up on Facebook.
We're not talking about a Muppet. We're talking about
Okay.
real people.
Jazz
And the thing
musician
is-
Grover Washington Jr.?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a black Grover.
And the thing
Name
is,
is Clover, and people always.
Grover Cleveland's name, his first name ain't even Glover. It's actually Steven,
mistaken as
and that
Grover.
makes it even blacker somehow.
But it's like Grover on Sesame Street is very black coded as well.
Yeah.
You see how I said we can't count the Muppet?
All right. Last question.
Oh.
Party on in Akron, Ohio. Nobody trusts the
It was a crowd. It was a group efforts, not me. I didn't come up with this question. All right. So where the F is Farnsworth Bentley? All right. On an island somewhere. B, working incognito as a night shift manager at a Shake Shack in Pentagon City. C, playing for the Indiana Pacers as Tyrese Halliburton. D, he never actually existed. It was a figment of our collective imaginations as a way to contextualize the trauma of losing our own imaginary friends as we hurl to the cold nothinglessness of death, and his non-existence is a stark reminder of how we should surrender to the swiftly approaching void. Okay.
That was therapy, child.
Don't blame me.
We left the whole row left.
Right, right. They said, enough.
Say nay to that.
That's the Farnsworth Bentley Fans Club.
I'm down for the Tyrese Halliburton. Close the arc for the last question. But yeah, I'm down for it either way.
It's giving therapy. He's in therapy. E.
I like that.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
He's seeing his therapist 5 days a week.
Oh, yeah. He lives in a silent retreat.
Okay.
Yoga and meditation.
Outside of
Team Green.
We say D. We can't. He wasn't real. It can't be.
Okay, Team D. Or your answer is D. Okay. All right,
The
Team
Black
Green.
Mary Poppins.
Okay. Let's go with D. Team Earth Tones.
Go with E. He's in therapy 5 days a week.
That's where you should. That's where we all should be. Right. Especially after this show. All right, Team Harlem.
Night shift. On the night shift.
I can't distinguish between B and D, so D.
Round of applause, how many for B? And round of applause, how many for D?
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame that we learned this at the end.
Yeah,
of the
maybe.
game. We figured out a better system.
Maybe
Hey, it's not when you do it, it's that you do it.
maybe the person who hosted an actual show on TV could have helped me with that.
Sure, but you didn't ask me to host this. You
Yeah, that's
asked me
true.
to
That's
Be
true.
a guest.
That's true. Okay. Touche. All right.
If it was D, then why didn't we all collectively imagine an umbrella today? It's rainy as hell.
It's a good question, Shamir. All right, let's see the answer. It's D. I'm not going to read that all. I'm not going to read it all again. Just, you can see it, and that's the answer. Right. All right. 3 more questions, bonus round, no multiple choice. Here we go. These are going to be quick, light, and fast. All right. Number 11. Who is the most disappointing Negro in America today? I heard Kanye, I heard Common
Diddy.
randomly.
Is Ben Carson alive?
Clarence Thomas, okay.
Carson? Is he alive? He died?
See, so I hear Clarence Thomas, but does he count? Because did anyone have expectations? You have to be you have to have expectations to be disappointed. And I don't think he could disappoint anymore because we've been known who he is. Okay. All right, Team Green, you have an answer.
I mean, Diddy.
Diddy, okay. Yeah.
I didn't have high hopes for him.
Okay, yeah, I never had high hopes for Diddy either. So, Team Earth Tones.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. All right, and is that Team Harlem's choice, Clarence Thomas? All right, I got Clarence Thomas.
Cosby and Kanye.
I got Kanye West. All right, let's clap for Clarence Thomas. I think that's the first time someone asked a group of black people to clap for Clarence Thomas. Right. All right, let's all right, clap for Kanye. Okay. All right, let's see the answer.
Magazine accounts payable.
Cory Booker. Yeah. Yeah. Cory Booker. If you're talking in terms of people that you have expectations for to be disappointed, Cory Booker. All right, next question. Get that off the screen.
It
All right.
happens to us fast.
Who is the worst TV or movie athlete who was actually supposed to be a phenom? You have to think about this. This is a hard one. The worst TV or movie athlete who was actually supposed to be good.
Oh my God, I have an answer.
How about like
Robinson.
he wasn't supposed to be good.
And these are fictional athletes from TV shows or from movies. Okay.
Jaden Smith.
Jesus Shuttlesworth. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
OJ doesn't count.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
All right. Team Green.
Leon Robinson and Above the Rim when he was wearing a mock neck and like loafers and was like hooping on the roof and like almost dying. It's Leon. It's definitely Leon. I know he's
Okay.
here. Sorry.
So Leon from Above the Rim. Okay.
I forget the name of the character, but Omar Epps in Love and Basketball is pretty bad. His name is Q. Q, there we go.
All right. Q from Love and Basketball.
He was really
All right. Do we have a choice? Oh. Oh. Okay. Apollo Creed.
That's a bold one.
Wow. Okay.
That's the
Are we talking to Daddy or the son? Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. Apollo. Okay. Apollo Creed. Let's see the answer. Ricky.
That's so good.
Ricky from Boys in the Hood,
You're right.
who tried to outrun a bullet by sprinting in a straight line.
You're right. That's
He couldn't do any jukes, couldn't cut, no jump cuts, nothing. It's like, I'm gonna outrun this bullet in this alley. Okay. All right, last question.
He's in Jersey.
Where exactly
He's in New
is
Jersey.
Eric Adams right now?
He's in
New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Where is he right now?
He's
He's in New Jersey. Where he lives. I'm trying to think of like the right mixing club to be. Oh.
Okay, Team Green.
Is he still at Zero Bond?
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Zero Bond, the nightclub. he
Okay.
goes to?
He's on. Wait, say on TikTok. Someone said that. Okay. Okay, I see you. DC. Oh, he might actually be in DC, but come on.
Let's go with Corner Social or wherever a hookah cola is at.
Wait, what'd you say?
Wherever a hookah cola is at, that's where he
Wherever a hookah.
A hookah cola.
A hookah. Okay. Somewhere at a hookah bar. Okay, he's at the club. He's at a club. Let's see the answer. Participating in an episode of Pop the Balloon.
Well done.
That's where he is right now. That is what Eric Adams is doing in Washington, D.C. He's on Pop the Balloon. Okay, thank you all for being such a lively audience. We did not know how this was going to go. So yeah, thank you. So let me sit. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the book. That's How to Get You, which is, it's an anthology, 24 contributors. 6 of them are on stage right now. Also, Kiese Lehman, who was just here, is in the book. Hanifa Doriki, Deisha Filial, Roy Wood Jr. We have a stacked roster. Michael Harriet, Hillary Crosley Coker, and this is the first time I was able to get so many contributors together at one time. And so I'll start. Can you each just tell the audience about the pieces that you submitted and why you chose to do that? So Clover, you want to go first?
I wrote about learning how to dance and how much pressure I felt like trying to find the beat, find the rhythm. I grew up in the 90s where there was a lot of basement parties, and I was just kind of, figuring it out as I went. And there was a point where I just kind of forgot the steps to the electric slide. And please do not judge me, but it was like a get together, and I just felt embarrassed and was like, okay, this is the easiest, whatever, line dance, and I just forgot which direction to go, whatever. So it was learning how to dance as a Black person and just kind of feeling that heat,
Okay. Wyatt?
I wrote a sort of welcome speech for the incoming class of the Jackie Robinson Society, which is a secret organization for Black people who are foolish enough to be the first Black people to do something in front of white people.
Thank you, Wyatt and Clover.
My piece, I just want to say I really resent tying with the audience in a few things. It would have been more satisfying to just crush all of you. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually a competitive person at all. My piece is called Love and Water, and it's was about first impressions of love and trying to figure oneself out, looking a little bit as being a little Black girl, but then also marrying and divorcing young and different types of relationship trauma, and also how dating apps are unspeakable. So, yeah.
Thank you. Alex?
I wrote about my grandmother who passed away a couple years ago and how she allowed me to cook in her kitchen for the first time. And how I was given the reins to the kingdom, essentially. She taught me how to make empanadas, and so it was about earning her trust.
Alex's piece also had my favorite first line of any essay. Do you remember the first line?
Ooh.
Yeah.
My grandma doesn't like niggas in her kitchen.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Mahogany.
That is a good first line.
Yeah.
Wow. I wrote the essay called "You Ain't Killing That Shit Until a Black Woman Says So," just to remind folks that Black women, we are everything and we see it all. And so much so that even the mundane becomes the most brilliant piece of art. And while it sounds funny when someone walks down the street and when someone else says, "Okay, Boots, the way you walk through the world like a superhero," from there on out, I just thought it was just a formula to the magic, and that's what I wrote about.
And Mahogany, you had one of my favorite quotes. It was a baby quote. Remember the baby quote?
Oh, them ain't real leather, baby. Something about her shoes. Like, oh, you tried. What'd I say? What'd I say?
You said Black women know the difference between.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Look at her, baby. You remind me of her, except, and I held my breath because no one can read you to filth like a church-going prayer warrior. She finished without a glance my way. Look at them heels. Those are good shoes.
That wasn't a quote.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. Remember what you like.
That was
Shoot.
not. I guess you just say baby a lot.
No.
Let me just find it myself since we up here
Thank you.
doing this. Here, pass this to Mahogany.
Oh, Black women are the epitome of get to it. They know the difference between look at that beautiful baby and now that's a baby. Oh, that's true.
Okay. Okay.
We ain't gonna say your baby ugly, but we just gonna say, ooh, look at them shoes. It's your little toes.
All right.
It's terrible.
All right, Shamir.
I wrote about growing up in Harlem and finding out that my dad was a scammer, and what it's like to just figure out that your heroes are human, and sometimes not necessarily the best people.
Okay. Yeah, and again, it's I had a lot of fun, just getting these 24 generous geniuses together, who trusted me with their work, trusted me with vulnerable enough to be funny, who responded to my email, because a lot of y'all didn't. There might be some of y'all in the crowd that didn't. I'm not going to name names or look at people. But again, if you get a chance, that's how they get you. An Unruly anthology of Black American humor, 24 contributors, all new stuff. I have a couple original pieces in there as well. And we don't really have a lot of time left, so does anyone have any questions about the book or about anyone's essays or even about
Or about any of the questions.
that chaos that
Right.
we did for the first half hour that we was up here?
If you want to make a case for an answer that you didn't get to give.
Yeah.
He doesn't grift well enough?
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
It's that white wife.
Yeah, what you say? It's a white wife. No, that Alex said that. I'm just repeating what he said. I didn't say that. No offense to white wives.
I have a question.
Yes.
What made you choose the people, the essays that you chose? Because they're all very different kinds of humor, and yet very Black.
So I did a podcast. I was doing a podcast interview a couple weeks ago about this, right? And one of the people asked me, if labeling it Black was putting a cap on it or like restricting it, and I didn't know how to answer that question because it's like, no, of course not.
Is that a white person?
No, it wasn't a white person who asked that question. It was a brother who asked that question if labeling it Black was putting a cap on the type of humor that would be in the collection. And my thought had always been that making it Black American humor, speaks to how bottomless it is, to how limitless it is, to how the spectrum is so vast and so wide, because we have so many different perspectives, so many different sensibilities. And I think our uniqueness comes with our unique relationship with America, right? Because, the best truth comes from honesty. And who is more honest, right, about being an American citizen, about living in this country than we have to be. right? And so, again, I wanted to have just, I don't know, just a wide variety of voices, a wide variety of different types of humor, not all the type. Like, for instance, my man D. Watkins, tremendous writer out of Baltimore, he wrote a thing about raising a young daughter, right, and his anxieties about that. There's another author in there, Nicola Loon, who also wrote about having a young daughter and raising a young black girl in America. Vastly different pieces, vastly different perspectives, vastly different sensibilities, vastly different jokes, right? Same subject matter. And so again, I just wanted to get different, diverse, and show the diversity that exists just within us. You know what I mean? So, but thank you for that question, Mahogany.
The delivery is so good.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'll thank you for that question and also your comment. I'll say that I just want to clarify really quickly. We're not all comedians. We're all people, except for Wyatt, we're people who use comedy, who use humor in our work. I just want to make that distinction. But I'll answer, and then I guess if someone else, on the panel wants to answer that question, I mean, I think that humor is a part of our existence also, right? And I feel like if we were just to neglect that, to forget about that, to not be cognizant of how we observe things and how we exist in the world, then that's a way of flattening our humanity, right? And I think that, I don't know, I don't think that that helps anyone. Now, I don't necessarily think that humor should be used to forget about the things that are happening or to make them go down easier. If anything, humor could be a Trojan horse. You know what I mean? Where a larger point, a more sober point, a more serious point comes across in a way that maybe someone doesn't get immediately if you come at them a certain way, right? And so humor can be that, and humor has been that for a lot of our work. Does anyone else want to go?
I think to your question, that idea of using humor to point out the absurdity, I feel like for me that has always been where I would rather put my energy towards. I think it's very easy for humor to let people off the hook sometimes, and I say this just from my own experience, having worked on a show where people would watch every night, and I think sometimes we would take their outrage and turn it into jokes in a way that maybe let folks off the hook, and they felt like watching the show was doing the work. And I don't feel that that's a good way for humor to work. I think that it allows people to become complacent. And so it is a fine line of, you want to use humor as a way to, as Damon was saying, maybe reach people in a different way, but not allow them to be complacent that by laughing somehow that was doing the work.
Mm-hmm. I have a thought. I think the thought I have about it is that humor is a tool, but it's not the only tool that we can use to communicate ourselves, right? So, it's a really hard time. I have done writing that speaks about our political reality these days. I've had the privilege of working with people in this room to talk about things that affect us politically in present day. But also, one thing I've come to learn as someone who, finds ways to talk about personal experiences in writing is it's not always relatable or easy to transfer information if your only approach is very serious and very, closed off. Some people need the humor to take the air out of it so that you can talk about it afterwards, right? That's one thing that makes stand-up as an art so great, right? Is that you can find ways to communicate relatable experiences and talk about it. So I can talk about the experience of like poverty and how my family is still, in colonial houses and how we're all threatened by what's happening with HUD and everything like that. Or I could talk about the experience of getting my first Motorola Razr, waking up the next day, and the number's cut off because my dad used somebody else's name for it, right? And like there's different ways to really talk about experiences that matter to you, that relate to everybody else. And I think it's a matter of finding different tools in your arsenal to make sure that you communicate the same message.
I think for me, because I write poetry and tend to not like be funny in a clear way in poetry, like my personality, my writing, and who I am, my everyday life can be very different and very jarring for people. But writing this essay was such a beautiful invitation from Damon, and his introduction is phenomenal, by the way. Like, he didn't talk about his writing, but the context is incredible. Like, I realized that humor for me can be really defiant. Like, it gave me the opportunity to transform and transmute deep sorrow and deep pain, and to talk about things that I just hadn't been able to talk about except for maybe with like a close friend and a therapist, like things that my family didn't even know. For example, there's a scene where, like I'm leaving this really troubled marriage, and I was on my way to work, and he pulled a gun on me and on himself. And what I said in that moment, like, it still shocks me, is like, well, you're gonna have to shoot me in my back like I'm Salinas. And I'm like, why did I say that? Like, that's like a ridiculous, but I was so serious. And it's like, not only gave me the opportunity to think about like the danger that I was in and a way to buck up against it, which for whatever reason, my brain calculated that was a way to stay safe. But like, oddly, it gave me this space to grieve all these terrible things that had happened to women, to icons who had been like bankrupted, some of them had been killed, and like that type of erasure that happens to Black women and women of color. And so sometimes I think like what's called dark humor or whatever, it's like this, just like this defiance, like I will not be bowed and broken by the things that have happened to me. Like, I want to be an older woman. Like, I want to live, I want to survive, and I want to be someone who has like twinkly eyes and who can tell difficult jokes as a way to teach other people, like, you can breathe through it, because that's something that laughter does too. It's like this kind of bodily, somatic, like healing situation is also going on.
Yeah, and thank you each for those answers. And last thing I'll say, because we gotta wrap up. So Michaela Cole, who's the creator and star of many things, but the show I May Destroy You, which aired on HBO a couple years ago. It was a limited series. It's brilliant, right? Dealt with extremely heavy themes of assault, of consent, and it was autofic because it was based off an experience that she had gone through in her own life, right? It was also one of the funniest shows that I'd ever seen. Right, and so you have this humor that's intertwined with the trauma. And so she was being interviewed, and someone asked her, the interviewer asked her, it's like, so what makes you insert humor in such serious subject matter? And her response was, I don't insert humor, I just don't remove it, right? And I felt like, that right there is kind of the animating theme, not just for this collection, but for how I exist in the world. For how I think we exist in the world, right? And so again, I mean, humor can be many things. Hopefully, if you read the book, you'll be able to see just the geniuses that, and what they decided to contribute to the page. But yeah, thank you all for coming through, for being such a great audience. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
And also, thank you to the Schomburg for...
Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Just wanted to remind everyone that the book signing for this book, That's How They Get You, will happen in the Langston Hughes lobby. You can also get the book in our Schaumburg shop. And please, again, exit in the same direction that you see everyone else's. The next program in this room is the Art of Cultural Criticism. So if you do want to be in that program, please remain in your seats. Otherwise, thank you all for being here.